Welcome everybody to Pro Field here in Buffalo, New York. Week 4 action getting kicked off this Sunday afternoon. We've got an Eastern Conference showdown here in Buffalo between the Queen City Corsairs and the Carolina Skyhawks. Welcome aboard everybody. My name is Eric Vincent. I'll be doing the play-by-play commentary for you today. Glad to have you guys along. We've got a great one in store here. Storied Pro Field, Queen City Corsairs home stadium as we get a look at the rosters coming up. Should be a good one. Always dangerous. Mark Biddix still helming the quarterback position for the Carolina Skyhawks. Going up the dangerous Corsairs, 2-1. Ash Odom and AJ Caswell, always a vicious duo to watch out for.
Okay, Steve.
We'll head to the coin toss now, see how everything turns out.
You'll make the selection. What is the call?
Give us heads.
Heads it is.
And it is heads. The Skyhawks will kick off to start the game,
Select a kick.
meaning the hometown Queen City Corsairs will get the ball to start things off here in Buffalo. Carolina's got the ball teed up. They are ready to go here. I hope you guys are ready. I'm ready. Let's go. Ezekiel Klein kicks it off. Fielded at about the 9-yard line. Queen City will bring it up to about the 28-yard line, and that is where AJ Caswell will take over. Return being made by number 86, Joe Simpson, a non-contract wide receiver for the Corsairs. And there is AJ Caswell as he strides up to the line. Ash Odom in the backfield in an offset I formation. Carolina stacking the box. Caswell will pass, has plenty of time. He'll check it down, and it will fall incomplete. Great defense on the play there by Sir Chappelle, actually coming up from his safety spot. So we'll get a look at the Queen City offense here before they come out for play number 2. Ash Odom, AJ Caswell, mentioned both of those gentlemen. Tight end Mike Daggs, number 83, along with wide receivers Memphis Blue and Chris Curtis. Second down and 10 now for Caswell. 3 wide receivers, Ash Odom in the backfield. It's a handoff to Odom. He's got plenty of room up the middle of the field, and he will make it out to the 37-yard line. A big 9-yard gain on second down will bring up third and just a little bit. The Skyhawks defense matches up like this. Pierre Leundela, excuse me, I'm going to have trouble with his name all day. Greg Reedy, both your corners. Christopher Colon down there in the trenches at the defensive tackle spot as Caswell finds his man for a first down. And that is the aforementioned Mike Daggs with the catch. So we get a look at the rest of the Skyhawks. Jay Bolt and Phil Hall are your outside linebackers. Sir Chappelle getting in there with a tackle earlier on. He is at the free safety spot along with Giovanni Bolt, who is at strong safety, number 31. First and 10 now for Queen City. Handoff. Ash Odom bouncing off tacklers. Finally dragged down at the 45-yard line. Second down and 3. The matchup does not favor Carolina as they are 3-4 against Queen City all time. This in the Eastern Conference as AJ Caswell goes to pass, and he will get his feet in bounds. That is Chris Curtis out there on the outside. Enough for another Queen City first down. Nine minutes, 15 seconds left to go in this first quarter of action. Already shaping up to be a great ball game. Great to have you guys along for the ride. Seen a lot of activity in the chat already. 2 of the most active franchises that we have in the SFL right now. We've got 34 watching right now. It's a great number for afternoon football. First and 10, Caswell in the gun. Caswell will pass, checks it down. He finds Daggs for about a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6 upcoming. Tackle made on the play by Chappelle. Giovanni Bolt also coming in, laying the lumber. This time a more heavy formation for Queen City as they come out with only 2 wide receivers. Caswell's going to pass, evades pressure, almost has a man, but it is swatted down by Sir Chappelle. He was looking for one of his non-contract players, number 89, Morris Jackson. Could not quite get it to him as Chappelle just zings on in and swats that ball away. Brings up a 3rd and 6. Very important 3rd down already for Queen City as they come out with 4 wide receivers. Ash Odom to Caswell's left in the gun. Caswell takes the snap over the middle and it's picked off. Great interception by Carolina, and they will be going the other way. One of the non-contract players, Kip Edwards, one of the 3rd and 4th cornerbacks coming in there. Able to pick off the pass, and Carolina is going the other way. So just when Queen City looked like they were moving the ball pretty well, it's going the opposite direction, and the Corsairs will have to settle with no points on the board. Mark Biddix now comes to the line with his offense. Doesn't like what he sees. He's going to be changing things up to start things off for the first offensive play of the Skyhawks. Handoff. Plenty of room on the right-hand side. Almost up to the races. Gets dragged down at the 44-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down for the Skyhawks. Great run by A.J. Francis. As we get a look there, great double team block by the wide receivers on the outside. A.J. Francis is your running back. You just saw him rip off an impressive gain. Mark Biddix, your quarterback. Jalen Miller, number 12, coming in as the number 1 wideout, along with Mark Strike, number 13, and Tristan DeAC6. You can guess what his number is. Screen pass over to the left-hand side to Francis. He will get nowhere, about 1 yard on that play, as Queen City was ready for him. Queen City lines up like this on the defensive side of the ball. Jeff Duffy and Koa Kaleo down there in the trenches. Got to watch out for both of them. Four down linemen this time for Queen City. A little bit of a twist. Biddix is going to throw it deep. Has a man wide open. Caught for a big gain. What a pitch and catch by Mark Biddix to Tristan DeAC6. And it was a pretty ball. DeAC6 got off the line pretty easily there. And just as I was about to mention this, Queen City comes to this game without any star cornerbacks. Probably a reason why DeAC6 was able to get so free. Avery King and Alex Cross are your linebackers. Two free safeties out there, Zane Doty and Phoenix Blue, along with Nacho Sicario, strong safety number 31. 1st and 10 after the big completion thrown by Biddix. Biddix is going for the end zone, and he has a man. Touchdown, Carolina. A touchdown strike to Mark Strike, number 13. So we get another look at the replay here. Mark Strike beat his man off the line. Looked like they might have been going zone there for Queen City. And Strike just able to find himself nestled back behind the coverage for the first score of the ball game. So we'll line up for the extra point here. Ezekiel Klein ready to put it through. It is up and good. 7-0 in favor of the visiting Skyhawks off of a couple impressive pass plays by Mark Biddix, capped off by the touchdown pass to Mark Strike. We'll see what Queen City can do to maybe match that touchdown. Maybe a field goal or a touchdown of their own. Fielded inside the 10. Queen City going to bring it upfield. Knocked down at about the 27-yard line. Decent return, and we'll see what A.J. Caswell can do with the offense. Wasn't a bad first possession for Caswell and company. As they come up to the line here, you get a look at Ash Odom. Moving the ball pretty well until they got trapped just outside of the red zone, and Caswell threw his first pick of the ball game. Over to the right-hand side, we'll see if they mark that inbounds. They do. It's a 3-yard gain over to Chris Curtis. Curtis with the toe drag swag, able to keep his feet in bounds for a 3-yard gain. Queen City seeming to take their time a little bit. As Caswell comes up under center this time. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers. Skyhawks coming out with 4 down linemen. Odom will get a handoff, and he only gets about 2 on that play. Out to the 31-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6. From the 31, creeping down to 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter of action. Caswell facing another 3rd down. Bunch wide receivers, throws it over the middle of the field, that's tipped and incomplete. Looking for his number 1 wideout, Memphis Blue, could not reel in the catch. And kicker punter extraordinaire Ricky Matthews will have to come in and punt the ball away. Looks like he might have had Blue. Blue just not able to reel in the catch. Throwing a little bit behind him. And unfortunately for Queen City, that means 0 points on the board for a second straight possession. So we'll see what Carolina can do. Maybe bring a decent punt return to the table. Decent hang time on the punt. Fair catch called for, made at the 36-yard line by Mark Strike. And we'll pause for a short bit while we play a little advertisement here.
Join the world's fastest growing sim football community by jumping onto our Discord server. Use the Discord command in chat to keep up with schedules, news, notes, announcements, and polls. Jump off the sidelines and into the action here where we're loading legends at the SFL.
Mark Beddix with some impressive numbers so far. He actually handed it off to his fullback on that last play, who got nowhere. 2nd down and 10 now from the 36. Beddix to pass, swings it over, could have been picked off. Instead, it's a catch. Drop down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him 2. That was not what Carolina was looking for on that swing pass. Could have easily been picked off. So Carolina now faced with a 3rd and long. Beddix will throw, has time, over to the right-hand side, and that's bobbled and dropped. Good coverage out there on the play. Avery King in there on the action along with Johnson. So Carolina will have to bring in their punt team for the first time this afternoon. We'll get a look at other SFL action going on this afternoon. Dallas taking an early lead over the Sparrows down there at Mullinax Oil Stadium. High snap. Johnson able to get it down, kick is away. Fielded inside the 25-yard line, and that's about as far as he'll get. They'll mark it at the 26. About a 3-yard gain. And Queen City will try and put some points on the board. Carolina doing a great job defensively. Bending but not breaking. Getting a pick on the first possession. Second possession, 3 and out. From the 26, Caswell under center. He's got 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. He'll pass. Deep pass over the left-hand side. That's reeled in. Caught for a big gain out to the 47-yard line. And that's Chris Curtis with his huge catch there. We'll get another look at that. Get a look at Chris Curtis in the foreground, Caswell in the background. Nice tight spiral thrown only where Curtis can catch it. And it's reeled in. Tackle made on the play by Chappelle. So a big first down for Queen City brings them out to the 47-yard line, much to the delight of this Buffalo crowd. Snap is taken by Caswell. Quick pass over to the middle of the field. That's caught. Chris Curtis with another incredible catch. This time bringing it out to the 32-yard line of the Skyhawks. Able to quickly get off the line of scrimmage is Curtis. And once again, Caswell throwing a perfect ball, putting it only where he could, his wide receiver can grab it, excuse me. And just like that, the Corsairs are driving once again. Caswell to pass. Check down this time. Over to the 27-yard line. Catch made by the returner. Simpson, the non-contract wide receiver, also doing return duties. 2nd and 5 from the 27 of the Skyhawks. Caswell will pass again. Blitz coming, picked up. Catches made inside the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Corsairs. Memphis Blue with a gutsy effort, dragging bodies into the end zone. And Queen City is on the board. Great pickup on the blitz by Ash Odom. Allows Caswell to throw it out to the left-hand side where Chappelle was there. Couldn't quite wrap him up before he made it into the end zone. So Ricky Matthews will line up here, and he will try and nail this extra point through the uprights. It is up and good, so with just under 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter of play, we got ourselves a ball game. Tied 7-7. I like CC25Y's comment there in the chat. Who hurt your feelings this week, Chappelle? Because you putting the hammer on, LOL. I'd say someone peed in his cornflakes this morning. Returned from inside the 10-yard line. Carolina brings it up. Mark Strike has some blockers. Bringing it upfield to the 36-yard line. Great return for the Skyhawks. So 1st and 10 now for the Skyhawks as they get reset. Mark Biddix, you never know what he's thinking with that visor of his. 4 down linemen for the Corsairs. Biddix will pass, has time, avoids pressure, over to the middle of the field. That's caught for about a 5-yard gain. Tackle made on the play by Zane Doty. Good catch by one of the non-contract wide receivers for Carolina. They'll reset here. 4 wide receivers, 3 towards the bottom of your screen. Francis is in the backfield. Biddix will hand off to Francis. Lowers his shoulders. Barrels through. I thought he might have gotten the first down. They're going to mark him just shy. And he is going to be at the 46-yard line. 3rd and 1. Hand off to Francis. Francis trying to find room. Will not get there. Corsairs defense all over it as they drag him down in the backfield. Alex Cross in there on the action along with pretty much the entire Corsairs defense. So now Carolina will have to punt the ball away again. Johnson punts the ball away. Decent hang time. Carolina looks like they've got him, and he is down at the 22-yard line. Not much of a return for the Corsairs as they will send the offense back out with A.J. Caswell. They will set up shop at the 22-yard line. Not the best of field positions, but we've seen A.J. Caswell do worse. With worse. 19 left to go in the first quarter of action. Caswell's going to get sacked on the play. Carolina's defensive line gets in there in a hurry. Jimmy Thomas, the non-contract defensive tackle, beating his man up the middle, slugging Caswell to the ground. Get a look at Sir Chappelle. He's been all over the place today. Three wide receivers for Queen City. 2 backs in the backfield. Caswell barking out orders under center. Short drop. Passes over the middle of the field. Looks like he got tipped at the line of scrimmage. Could have easily been another pick for this Carolina defense. Looking for Chris Curtis, but Phil Hall was standing right there in the middle of the field. Couldn't quite reel it in, and that'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Corsairs. So now 3rd and long. Caswell under center, has time. He'll throw it over to the left-hand side, tipped and falls incomplete. He was looking for his return man. Once again, Simpson couldn't quite reel in the catch. So that'll be a 3 and out for the Corsairs offense after that big first down sack. So back deep to punt is Ricky Matthews. 44 seconds left on the clock in this first quarter of play. Decent punt. We'll see if Strike wants to return it. He does. He'll only get a couple of yards, and they will mark him at midfield as Carolina comes back out for another possession. Past couple of possessions have been fruitless for the Carolina Skyhawks. Mark Biddix will try and fix that right now. Pretty good field position on 1st and 10. 2 backs in the backfield on either side for Biddix. He'll throw deep, though, and that's picked off. Queen City has the football going the other way, and Mark Strike lays the lumber after the pick was made by, I believe, that was Phoenix Blue. And it is. One of the free safeties for this Queen City defense. Got right in front of the intended receiver, I believe he was looking for Jalen Miller. And now the Corsairs have an interception to their credit. Back and forth we go. Big first quarter of action. As we go to look at other SFL action, Dallas increasing their lead to 10-0 over San Francisco. Ash Odom gets a big first down carry. Good blocking on the play and a nifty little stiff arm there towards the end. Not sure who he was stiff arming, but... Odom tacks on another 10. We'll see if we can get one more play out before the end of the first quarter. Caswell's got the troops all lined up. Does he get it? He does. Odom's going to get nailed in the backfield, though. Guess who's back there once again? Sir Chappelle. And a great way for this Carolina defense to end this first quarter of action here in Buffalo, New York. We've got a good one, tied 7-all here at Compro Field. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on YouTube. So a third down now as we flip the field. Caswell, we'll see what he can do here. Maybe another handoff to Odom. And it is. Shakes off the tackler, has plenty of room on the right-hand side. Ash Odom, will he beat them all? And he will not. He'll get dragged down at the 1-yard line. Heck of a run by the Corsairs running back. Out to the 1-yard line. First and goal, Queen City. The safety's finally dragging him down towards the end. Actually, that was the corner on the opposite side of the field. Pierre coming in. The Butler did it, and there's an interception by Carolina. Just when you thought Queen City was going to capitalize, Caswell smacking his head in disgust as one of the non-contract free safeties in there snags his first pick. And Carolina will start off at the 20. Queen City has got to be sick. Three wide receivers. Francis in the backfield for Carolina. Short drop over to the right-hand side. Biddix has a man, and that's caught. Brought in by Jalen Miller. I believe that's his first catch of the ball game for a 4-yard gain. Carolina makes it out to the 24-yard line. Second and 6 now. Biddix under center. Really short drop. It'll be a swing pass. We'll see if Francis can get out of that hole that he's in, and he's not. He gets mashed right at the line of scrimmage there. One of the backup linebackers able to nail him at the line of scrimmage. So with a no gain, it'll be 3rd and 6. We'll see if Carolina can capitalize on that big interception when their backs were against the wall. Blitz coming. Biddix throws, and he throws an interception. Picked off on the left-hand side. Bringing it upfield by Zane Doty. We'll get another look here as it was double coverage, it looked like. Both safeties out there as Zane Doty just cuts right in front of the wide receiver, and he's bringing it back the other way. I don't think any of these offenses want to score points. Back and forth we go, trading interceptions, trading punts. Queen City right at the SFL red zone. We'll see if they can capitalize this time off of their turnover. Caswell sidearms it over the middle of the field. That's caught by Daggs. Brings it up to the 8-yard line. First and goal for the Corsairs. Good looking route there by Mike Daggs. Just sneaks in front of his linebacker coverage. Campbell couldn't quite swat the ball away, so we'll have to settle for a tackle as they bring it inside the 10. First and goal. Interesting looking formation here for Queen City. Caswell's going to pass over to the right-hand side, and that's caught for a touchdown. Chris Curtis checking for life in the football. Buffalo is going wild here as Curtis reels in his first touchdown catch. So Queen City finally capitalizing on a Carolina mistake. Makes it 13-7. We'll see if Ricky Matthews can nail the extra point. Low snap, able to get it up and good. That could have been disastrous for Queen City. However, they have now taken a 14-7 lead over the visiting Carolina Skyhawks. Ricky Matthews ready to go as he kicks it away from the 30-yard line off to Carolina. Strike is going to field it at about the 8 or 9. He's trying to run away from blockers, going the wrong way. Still able to salvage a little bit of field position as he makes it out to the 24-yard line. And that's where Mark Biddix will take over, throwing an interception on his last possession, setting up Queen City's second score of the afternoon. 8:31 left to go in the first half. Biddix is under center. He'll hand it off to the fullback who goes nowhere. Avery King in there along with Koa Kaleo. Make sure that he gets nothing and likes it. In fact, he'll lose 1 yard. 2nd and 11 upcoming. I formation for Biddix. Under center, 2 wide receivers. Takes the snap, hand off to Francis. Francis getting dragged down at the 25. Decent run there. Zane Doty able to wrap him up. So we get another update here in the SFL. Indianapolis taking a 7-0 lead over OKC. We'll see if the Red Devils can hold on to that as Biddix throws for a first down. Mark Strike on the receiving end of that first down catch. And Carolina will move the sticks. We got great showing for this afternoon ball game here Sunday afternoon. 46 people watching right now. I see some of the great guys in the chat right now. Realison's Kumbaya, okay, 2451, Mike Daggs, all sorts of great guys as Queen City almost picked off another Mark Biddix pass. That falls incomplete. It will be 2nd and 10. Weimer, the non-contract corner, almost able to reel that in. Just under 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Biddix facing a 2nd and 10. Has time. He'll check it down to Francis. Francis slow going out of the backfield. He'll get about 3 or 4 yards before he's dragged down. Zane Doty in there on the tackle. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 6. See what Carolina wants to do here. A little draw play might catch Queen City off guard as they've been hot on Francis's case. Instead, it'll be a throw over the middle of the field, and Jalen Miller just drops it. Cannot haul it in. And Carolina is faced with a 4th and 6 now. Flips for days. I see you in the chat there. Flips for days. You get your shout out, man. Happy to make your year. Johnson punts the ball away. Decent hang time. Will return it, but gets nowhere. Out to the 25-yard line. Kip Edwards out there with a special teams tackle, already with an interception on the day as well, as we get a look at Caswell coming on out here.
Let's go.
6:17 left to go. In the second quarter, Caswell's going to be in the gun. He's got one back to his right, three wide receivers. Caswell will pass, checks it down in a screen to Odom. Odom with a stiff arm, but oh my God, he gets leveled. The Carolina defense was having none of that stiff arm and forced him to the turf. I'm trying to see who that was. Greg Reedy, the corner out there, as we get a look at Reedy covering Chris Curtis. 2nd and 5 for Ash Odom. Odom lowering his shoulder, bowls over a defender, gets plenty of room after that. Squeezing through, defender still going. Dragged down at the 39-yard line. What a run by Ash Odom. Let's watch the double deuce work his magic here as he blows through Greg Reedy to start with. He slips out of another tackle by Campbell and then finally dragged down after a huge gain. Ash Odom has had several different runs this afternoon that are just back-breaking for this Carolina Skyhawk defense. Here he is again, almost slipping out of another tackle. He only gets about a couple on that play. Out to the 37-yard line. Gibbs made that tackle on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8. We got to look at Chris Curtis's numbers today. A touchdown catch to his credit as well. Caswell will throw. Pressure coming in. Finds a man. That's caught. Out to the 22-yard line. Just out of the SFL red zone. But that'll be another first down and move the sticks. Jackson, the backup tight end, able to reel in this dime by A.J. Caswell. As we get a look over in OKC, Indianapolis increasing their lead over the hometown Renegades. And the Roughnecks have increased their lead as well. Indy leads OKC 10-0. San Francisco trailing Dallas by 13. Caswell, wide open over to the left-hand side, finds his return man, and that's just about a 10-yard gain. They'll mark it just shy of the first down marker. Simpson was all alone out there. Looks like Carolina forgot to pick up a man. This Skyhawks defense looking very vulnerable right now as Caswell will pass again. Plenty of time over to the left-hand side. Great play by Chappelle, who's been all over the field today. Simpson was looking for yet another catch. Chappelle said, "No way, sir." Clock will stop with 3 minutes, 41 seconds left to go in the SFL red zone from the 12-yard line. 3rd down for Queen City. Caswell will pass once again. Over to the middle of the field. Did he get his man? He did. Chris Curtis once again with a Corsair touchdown. Yet another touchdown grab by number 84, Chris Curtis. And he had plenty of room, found a nice hole there in the Skyhawk defense. Queen City hoping to take a 14-point lead going into the half. Ricky Matthews waiting to kick the extra point. And it is up and good. And we've got a social media ad from our social media partners.
Follow the SFL on Twitter @SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
Strike is going to return it. Spin move out to the 27-yard line. Decent return there by Mark Strike. We'll see what Carolina can do here as they face a 14-point deficit after taking the lead to start this game off. Queen City scores 21 unanswered. Biddix is going to be under center in an offset I formation. He will pass, deep drop over to the right-hand side. That's caught out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That'll be a 2nd and 5 upcoming. So we get a look at the numbers for each quarterback. Not dazzling by any stretch of the imagination. Caswell throwing 3 touchdown passes this afternoon, though. Even though he's got the 2 picks on his resume as well. Second and 5 from the 33. Biddix has time, checks it down. Francis has a first down and more, dragging bodies out to the 43-yard line. Couldn't quite make the play to wrap him up before that first down marker. Phoenix Blue coming in there as the Corsairs were trying to make that stop. Didn't quite stop him before first down yardage. Biddix is going to throw again. Short pass, nice catch over on the sideline. Jalen Miller able to snag that with just a one-hander. He'll get 5 yards, marked out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 2 minutes, 43 seconds left to go. The clock now winding. DeAcy Sace. Get a look at him as he goes out to his wide receiver spot. Looks like a run formation here in the offset I. It will be a handoff to Francis. Francis ducking through tacklers, slipping through defenders, out to the 42-yard line. And I believe that will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. A great first down run by A.J. Francis. Sidestepping defenders, slipping through tacklers all the way out to the 42. And it looks like we might get one more play depending on how Biddix wants to play this. Under center, he will take the snap. Last play before the 2-minute warning. Has time over the left-hand side. Bobbled, incomplete. Could have been picked off by the Corsairs defense. Instead, that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning here in the first half of action. Queen City has a 14-point lead here at Compro Field in Buffalo. Meanwhile, with 3 minutes left to go in the half, OKC finally on the board, narrowing their deficit to just 3 points. Second and 10 for Biddix. He'll drop, steps up in the pocket, instead meets a defender, and he'll go down. Not what you were looking for if you were a Skyhawk. Tommy Smith coming in, beating his blocker, drags him down to the turf, and it'll be 3rd and 13 upcoming for the Skyhawks. Minute 45 and counting as we get a look at the big board up there here at Compro Field. Carolina out of field goal range, needs to get it closer. Biddix bombs it over the middle of the field. It's picked off again. Mark Biddix throwing yet another interception, and that is devastating for Carolina right now. Nacho Sicario with a big pick to end the hopes of scoring before the half for Carolina. Nice little play by the strong safety to just step right in front of the intended receiver, which I believe might have been Jalen Miller. Biddix has been looking his way all day, haven't quite been able to hook up as often as he wanted. And no, I believe it's actually one of the generic receivers as I look through the replay once again. So Caswell is going to be under center, minute 27 to work with, all 3 timeouts. Ash Odom gets the handoff. Drags bodies out to the 37-yard line. 3-yard gain as he's averaging 12 yards a carry against the Skyhawks defense. San Francisco on the board in Dallas. Under 2 minutes left to go in that half. Caswell, deep pass over the middle of the field. They're going to call that a fumble, which is completely asinine if you ask me. Recovery made as Chappelle is trash-talking out there on the field with the Corsairs. There's no way you can call this a fumble. They will review it under 2 minutes, and they will reverse that because there's no way you can call that a fumble. Recovery made by Phil Hall. Great play by him. But it's coming back. That'll be an incomplete pass.
Will review the previous play, whether the player had possession prior to the fumble.
Minute 8 left to go in the half over in Dallas. Dallas still with a 6-point lead over the visiting Sharks. So we get a look at this replay once again. Again, I don't see any sort of definitive evidence that shows that this is a fumble. We'll see what the referee wants to say here.
After review, the receiver did have possession. It is therefore ruled a fumble.
And they are going to rule it as an incomplete pass. So they'll bring the ball back. Queen City with exactly a minute to play in the first half, facing a 3rd and long. We'll see what the Skyhawk defense can do. Maybe get the ball back to Biddix. See if he can put some points on the board. From the 37, Caswell's in an empty set. 4 wideouts. Has time. Zings it over to the right-hand side. That is a catch. Inbound, so the clock will run. And it is a 4th down. Carolina not neglecting to use their timeouts. And the clock will continue to tick. It'll probably go down to about 15 seconds or 16 seconds before this punt gets off. I'm not sure why they're not using their timeouts here. Punt is away by Matthews. Strike waiting for the ball. Fields it at about the 20. Oh, and he gets leveled. Mark Strike is eating turf, picking turf out of his face mask after a hit like that. Good grief. And with only 11 seconds left to go, not 100% sure what the Skyhawks were thinking with that clock management, but we will see what happens. Biddix is going to come up with an I formation. Queen City shifting their defense. Biddix hands it off to Francis. Francis only gets about 5 on the play. Actually, they'll give him 3. And Carolina will go into the locker room down 14 to the hometown Queen City Corsairs. 21-7 is your score after 1 half. We'll get a look at the first half highlights and stats here and take you out to Compro Field for the second half here in just a bit. And welcome back inside our broadcast booth here in Buffalo, New York. And in case you missed it, yet another game is being kicked off south of the border in Mexico City from Estadio Azteca. The Aztecs will take on the London Knights. And that should be a great matchup as we look forward to the second half of this one. Ricky Matthews kicks the ball away to Carolina. Strike fields it inside the 10, has blockers moving up the field, almost slipped out of that tackler. Great return out to the 34-yard line. A very defensive-minded first half as each team trading interceptions. Queen City finally getting those tires down on the ground and gaining momentum, putting up 21 unanswered points on the Skyhawks. We'll see what Mark Biddix has to say about it as he comes out from an I formation. Has time, he'll throw it to the left, has a man. That's caught for a good 9-yard gain. Tristan Diacisace with his first catch of the afternoon. Good looking ball there by Biddix. Second and 1 for the Skyhawks. Handoff this time to Francis, has first down yardage and more before he's gang tackled at the 48-yard line. Weimer got in there on the tackle, but A.J. Francis got what he needed for the first down. High formation for the Skyhawks once again. A fullback handoff. This time they'll get a decent chunk of yardage out to the 49-yard line, gain of 4. That play hasn't worked incredibly well for them today. So I think this might be the first carry for the fullback in which he got positive yardage. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. As Carolina able to bring it out to the 46-yard line. That is a catch. A heck of a catch by Diacisace as he's able to get his little toes in bounds. Only a 2-yard gain. Every yard counts, though, as we get a look at Biddix's numbers. Not incredible by any stretch of the imagination, but he's going to throw, steps up in the pocket, gonna run for it, doesn't make it. Pump faked, thought he was gonna go downfield, instead pulls it right back into his chest. I was just as surprised as you were. As he tries to run for the first down, doesn't quite get there, and it's a 4th and 2, but the offense is gonna stay out on the field. Francis in the backfield, 2 wide receivers for Carolina. We'll see if Biddix is just trying to draw the defense off sides. As that play clock ticks down closer to 0, and he will call a timeout. Every now and again, you'll get them to jump off sides. Not this time, though. The Skyhawks offense will go to the sidelines. Unfortunately, not able to put any more points on the board. And the punt team will be ready to kick this ball away to the Corsairs. Johnson back there to punt once again. His heel at about the 40-yard line of Carolina. High snap. Gets the kick away. And it will drop at about the 6-yard line, and Carolina won't be able to field it before it bounces into the end zone. That'll be a touchback, bringing it out to the 20-yard line, where Queen City will take over. Carolina's defense has not played terribly. They've actually been able to get interceptions, forced turnovers, 2 of them to be exact. Their offense, unfortunately, not able to capitalize on those turnovers. which means they got to come right back out, but that's going to be a sack. Phil Hall dragging down Caswell in the backfield for his first sack of the ball game. No one blocking Phil Hall. Ash Odom just completely neglecting to pick up his man on the blitz. And what a tackle there. 6-yard loss will put Queen City at a 2nd and 16. Two backs in the backfield for Caswell, under center. He'll pass over the middle of the field. That's caught. Good 12-yard chunk to Curtis. It'll be 3rd and 4 upcoming for the Corsairs. Good play by the wide receiver. Nice route run, real crisp. Able to find that hole in the zone coverage. And a 3rd and manageable upcoming for Queen City. Caswell in trouble again. Hennessy's thrown. And it's caught for a first down. Simpson was able to reel in that wobbly pass thrown by Caswell. Hit as he's thrown by the linebacker blitzing. And an unbelievable play to convert on 3rd down. Queen City moving the sticks from the 31-yard line. 4 down lineman for Carolina. Handoff to Odom. Odom squeaking through the line of scrimmage. Gets about 3 yards there. You get a look at Phil Hall's numbers, who adds another tackle to his resume today. Second and 7 from the 34. Caswell's going to pass again, has a man tipped and around and not picked off. I was so waiting for another pick from this Carolina defense. And you know that Coach Klein is going to be practicing that tip drill in practice this week after seeing that one. Oh, good grief. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it falls to the turf. Just an unfortunate play as no one was able to pick it off for Carolina. Gives Queen City a second chance here on 3rd and 7. From the 34, Caswell's in the gun, 4 wide receivers. Has time, deep pass over the middle of the field, not able to make the diving grab is Curtis. Caswell almost able to thread the needle once again and connect with his favorite wide receiver today. But that ball will fall harmlessly to the turf. 4th and long now for the Corsairs. Ricky Matthews to punt. Kick is away. Strike will field it at about the 30. He'll get a couple yards. Mark him at the 33-yard line after forward progress. And that's where Carolina will take over. We'll pause for 45 seconds with an ad from our sponsor.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
Avery King AJ Francis able to bounce things out to the outside on that last play before being wrapped up by Avery King. Another handoff to the fullback. He's been busy. It's probably about his 4th or 5th carry today. Gets about a yard, but that'll be about it. It'll be another 3rd and 6 for Carolina. Really, since Kumbaya pleading with Carolina to get a score here. Down by 14 in the 3rd quarter. Biddix will pass, has time, avoids the pressure, stepping up. He'll get sacked instead. Down goes Biddix. And Queen City able to get them to turn the ball away. Jeff Duffy in there with a great sack coming in from his defensive end spot. So Johnson will be forced to punt once again. Queen City going to set up the return. We'll see what kind of return they'll get out of Simpson. As he fields it, lowers his shoulders, able to make it out to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Corsairs. Up by 14. We'll see if they can add to that lead here in the second half.
Let's go.
First and 10 from the 31-yard line. Caswell has plenty of time. He'll throw it. Finds a hole in the defense. Curtis able to reel it in again. That'll put him over the century mark with 104 yards on 9 catches. Great catch out there by Curtis. Out to the 47-yard line of Queen City, almost into enemy territory. We'll see what Caswell can do. Hands off to Odom. Odom makes it out to the 49-yard line, just a short gain of 2. Before he's brought down on the play by Christopher Colon. Caswell, the 6'3", 233-pound quarterback from Worcester State University. His brother played for Queen City. He plays for Queen City, trying to give his team a victory today. But Ash Odom nailed at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and long for the Corsairs. Third and 9, Caswell has time. Over the middle of the field, almost picked off again. Should have been picked once again by Carolina. Instead, it'll fall to the turf. And Giovanni Bolt is just kicking himself right now. Hoping he could have reeled that one in. So Matthews will punt once again. Kick is away. Fielded inside the 20-yard line does Mark Strike. He will go nowhere. Only getting about 3 or 4 yards. Still waiting on a decent punt return today. There's been some good kick returns, though, specifically by Strike. And we'll see what Carolina can do here. Down 14. As Mark Biddix comes up to the line. .321 left to go in the ball game. Or excuse me, in the 3rd quarter. I'm getting ahead of myself. Short pass over to the right-hand side. Almost picked off. Nacho Sicario looking for his 2nd pick of the day. Just slides through his fingertips, unable to secure it. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for Carolina. Still got a ton of great guys watching this game. 37 watching right now. Hoping that Carolina can mount a comeback, make this a ball game. Check down over for the screen pass, but Francis goes nowhere. Jeff Duffy read that the whole way. As we get a look at his numbers on the day, great looking numbers. 5 tackles, 2 of them for a loss, and 1 sack. As he backs Carolina up to the 18-yard line, they'll be faced with a 3rd and 13. Biddix evading pressure. He'll go nowhere. He'll go down once again. Koa Kaleo with the sack. 5-yard loss by the big-time defensive lineman. And Carolina will have to punt once again. From his own end zone, Johnson able to get the punt away. Fielded by Simpson. He'll make it out to the 49-yard line into enemy territory. Good return. And that's where Queen City will take over with great field position. Maybe they can add to their already large lead in the 3rd quarter here. Caswell comes out to the line in an I formation. Hand off to Odom. Ash Odom slipping tacklers, dodging defenders, over to the right-hand side, has plenty of room. Will he make it to the end zone? No! He'll get dragged down right at the 5-yard line. What a run by Ash Odom. 44 yards, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling out to the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. .61, 230 out of Andalusia. Went to Alabama, and his cousin, E.T. King, you know him playing for the Chicago Wildcats. Caswell setting things up nicely. 1st and goal from the 5. Over to the left-hand side, wide open. Simpson reels it in for a Corsair touchdown. That is now 4 touchdown passes by Caswell. And Queen City has now scored 27 unanswered points on the Skyhawks. Matthews going to try and nail this extra pointer, making it 28. It is up and good. Great play by Ash Odom. Sets up the touchdown pass by Caswell, 5 yards over to Simpson. Minute 32 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Queen City now with a very comfortable lead. And Carolina's just sitting there wondering if there's anything that they can do. Not able to get any sort of offensive rhythm since that first drive. Although Mark Strike has been putting together some decent returns as he brings it out to the 35-yard line. Get a look at Biddix there. Strolling up to the line of scrimmage. He'll have Francis back there behind him. Francis standing in, throwing blocks. Over to the left-hand side. That's caught. Avery King in there on the tackle. Only a 5-yard gain. But Carolina will take it. Down by 21. Ticking down to under a minute. Queen City with that formidable lead. Biddix has time over the middle of the field. Tipped and incomplete. He was looking for Tristan Diaz-Cease. Could not make the connection. 3rd and 5 now for Carolina. Fiddix under center. Short drop. Over the middle of the field. Nifty one-handed grab. That'll be a first down for Carolina. Tristan DACC is able to get his mitts on that one. Brings it out for a great first down catch. As we get a look at DACC right there. Got his team to move the chains. As we get some score updates in here, we'll give those to you in just a second. As Francis had some room on the right-hand side. AJ Francis bringing it down to the Queen City 24-yard line. A great run on his part. Almost his longest of the ball game. Finally dragged out of bounds by the Queen City linebackers. There's actually Phoenix Blue in there on the stop. Indianapolis with a 20-14 lead over the Renegades there in Oklahoma City. Just about done with the third quarter as Biddix throws over the middle of the field. He got his man! Touchdown, Carolina! Mark Strike able to make the catch, and what a throw by Biddix. Mark to mark right there. Across the end zone for a touchdown, able to beat the coverage. Third quarter also winding down there in Dallas, as Dallas has a 13-7 lead over the visiting San Francisco Sharks. Here in Buffalo, the final play of the third quarter produces points for the Skyhawks. And as the kick is up and good, Carolina finally narrowing the gap, stops the bleeding. Now only down by 14 points as we enter the final period of play. Everyone get your fours up. 28-14 game, Queen City. Kick team lined up. Klein's ready to go as he kicks the ball away. From inside the 15, Simpson, who has a touchdown catch, does not get a return touchdown, but he brings it out to the 31-yard line. A decent return there by the non-contract wide receiver. So the first play of the fourth quarter gives Queen City a starting field position at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers. Ash Odom in the backfield. Caswell will pass. Throws it over to the left-hand side. Has a man. That's caught. It'll be an 8-yard gain. It's a good catch again by Simpson. So we got to look at the Queen City wide receivers' numbers there. Impressive numbers, especially by Curtis. So the 2nd and 2 now. Lining up at the 38-yard line. Caswell under center. He'll pass once again. Deep pass. And that one's picked off. Caswell picked off once again. And Sir Chappelle able to turn the ball over. Give the ball back to the Skyhawks. As we get a look at the replay here. Following the ball the whole way. Didn't even look once over at where Curtis was. He knew he wanted that ball. Came down and grabbed it. So now Mark Biddix and company. Can they string together back-to-back scores? Hand off to Francis. Francis has room on the left-hand side, finally dragged down. Phoenix Blue dragging him down at the 44-yard line. A decent run there by A.J. Francis. Plenty of blocking on that left-hand side. Could have been a face mask almost there by Blue. Get a look at DeAcy Sace's numbers there. 4 catches, 61 yards. Decent numbers today. 3 wideouts now for Biddix. Francis to his left in the gun. Biddix will pass. Wobbly pass. Tipped to the line of scrimmage probably, and it falls incomplete. I'm not sure who whacked that ball, but it was definitely a wobbly throw coming out. Intended for Sam Scott, one of the backup tight ends. And I don't even know if that was tipped to the line of scrimmage. Just an awkward kind of throw by Biddix. (28-14) ball game. Queen City with the lead. Carolina just getting another turnover. Trying to put some more points on the board and narrow that gap. Hand off to Francis. Decent blocking on the right-hand side. A.J. Francis. Will he go the distance? He will get dragged down at the 6-yard line. First and goal, Carolina. And at this point, you have to keep feeding this man the ball. Great blocking on the right-hand side there. A nice little stiff arm move by Francis, as he's able to make it to the outside before being dragged down by Doty. Mark Biddix with a little pep in his step, as Francis is giving him all sorts of great things to be happy about. We'll see if they can nail it into the end zone here. Biddix to throw, comes back for the pass's strike. They'll actually mark him down for a loss of 2. They'll mark him at the 8-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. A.J. Francis, the 6'1", 223 running back. Biddix going to pass. Zings it over to the right-hand side. That strike could not keep his toes in bounds, though. That'll be an incomplete pass. That'll be 3rd and goal now from the 8. Critical 3rd down for the Skyhawks, as they got to get it into the end zone here. Biddix in the gun. 2 backs running around to the backfield. He's going to get slugged down. Alex Cross, the middle linebacker, getting in there and making sure Biddix couldn't get one off. And that was just disappointing if you're a Carolina Skyhawk. A promising drive set up by a fantastic run by A.J. Francis. A couple of great runs, in fact. But they'll send out Klein. It'll be about a 31-yarder from that distance. Snap is good. Kick is away, up, and good. They'll mark it as a 30-yard field goal officially, but Klein inches his Skyhawks closer, as they are now only down by 11. Still a 2-touchdown ball game. Fielded from the 10, Simpson. Sidestepping defenders, brings it out to about the 30-yard line. Good return by Simpson. He's been active today. A.J. Caswell looking his way plenty of times. And we have our first score from Mexico City as the hometown Aztecs put up 3 points on the visiting London Knights. They're into the second quarter now. San Francisco trying to play spoiler to Dallas, home at Mullinax Oil Field. They've got a 13-10 ball game over there, as that's a great catch once again by Chris Curtis. 10 catches, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. Basic math tells me he's averaging about 11.2 yards per catch, which is fantastic. They are in the fourth quarter over in Dallas, by the way. Dallas clinging to that 3-point lead against the Sharks. Queen City after that 7-yard catch by Curtis. Caswell throws a deep bomb, and somehow Curtis gets behind the defense once again for his 11th catch of the ball game. And I got to get another look at this replay, see how he got... The corner must be playing zone there, playing the flats. Unfortunately for him, Chris Curtis just zings on by, and Chappelle just misplays that ball. Chappelle with an interception to his credit, today. Maybe looking for interception number 2 there. And that was why Chris Curtis was able to sneak on past. Caswell, another pass. Over the middle of the field, caught for a 6-yard gain, tackle made by Campbell, number 52. Matt Campbell, one of the inside linebackers, not signed to a contract. Inside 7 minutes left to go in the ball game. Queen City trying to put the nail in the coffin here and prevent Carolina from getting any sort of breathing room. As Ash Odom gets another handoff, he'll bring it out to the 30-yard line where it'll be 3rd and inches. Great numbers by the Queen City running back today. Carolina needs a stop here on 3rd down. Third and inches. Caswell's going to pass, though. Has a man left-hand side, ducks away from the defender into the red zone at the Carolina 11-yard line, and that's Jackson with a great catch and move after an impressive throw by A.J. Caswell. Chappelle trying to wrap him up on that play, instead just grabs air. Jackson able to make it out to the 11-yard line, as I mentioned. Into the SFL red zone. Queen City knocking on the door. 3 wideouts. Ash Odom in the backfield. He'll throw it over to the right-hand side. Chris Curtis once again. 8-yard gain. They'll mark him out at the 4-yard line. Tackle made by Reedy. Clock just ticking away on the Carolina Skyhawks' hopes of narrowing this deficit and winning this ball game. Caswell will pass again. Has a man tipped away. Could have easily been a pick 6. Sir Chappelle making an incredible play to prevent Joe Simpson from getting into the end zone. Clock stops. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to play. 3rd and 2. Caswell's under center. He's got 2 backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers. Short drop. Over to the middle of the field. Did he get his man? He did. Touchdown, Queen City. Dags with his first touchdown catch of the afternoon. And Mike Daggs just flexing the muscles back there as A.J. Caswell is slinging the ball around with ease. It really is kind of confusing watching this ball game because you would think that A.J. Caswell would be having no problems whatsoever. Instead, he's thrown a litany of interceptions today against this Carolina Skyhawk defense. Unfortunately for the Skyhawks, the offense just not able to pick up the slack. We get a high snap there, but the kick is up and good. 35-17 in favor of the Corsairs. You want to do what I do? Go ahead and listen up.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in a DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are hashtag Loading Legends in the SFL.
We are hashtag Loading Legends here in the SFL. You are watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on YouTube. Once again, my name is Eric Vinson. Thank you again for joining me today here in Buffalo, New York for an Eastern Conference matchup. Carolina doing their best to mount a comeback. We'll see what Biddix can do as he slings a sidearm pass over the middle of the field. Looks like that referee was getting in the way once again. He's been all over the place today. Biddix, no career fourth quarter comebacks. Hoping to maybe tally his first one today. Another update from Oklahoma City after this play. Oh my goodness! The offensive lineman just let Koa Kaleo go right through the middle. Actually, that wasn't Kaleo. That was one of his defensive brothers. But oh my goodness! Tommy Smith, that was the easiest sack you're ever going to get, my friend. Biddix just had no shot. Oklahoma City up by a point, but Red Devils had the ball just inside of a minute there in Oklahoma City. Meanwhile, Mexico City tacks on a touchdown as they take a 10-0 lead there in Estadio Azteca over the Knights. Biddix stepping up once again. He's going nowhere, though. Another sack for this Queen City defense. And that is once again Jeff Duffy. Oh, no, excuse me. I'm looking at the wrong guy. 53 was one of the backups there. 3 down linemen now for Queen City. Going to cover all of these wide receivers for Carolina. We'll see if they can get yet another sack. Instead, Biddix will get off a throw. But it's incomplete on 4th and forever. So Queen City will get fantastic field position off the turnover on downs. And there was absolutely nothing you could do if you're Carolina. Those sacks set them off for miles, and Klein is going to throw the challenge flag here. And I can't necessarily say I blame him. Might as well give it a shot. See if maybe Mark Strike was able to get his feet in bounds. I'm not 100% sure. That's going to be close.
After review, the play stands. The pass was incomplete. The catch was made out
And the ruling on the field is going to stand. So a last-ditch effort by Carolina to keep the ball. Although I still think they were going to be short on that 4th down. So, you know, all for naught, I believe. Get a look at Ash Odom's numbers, 162 yards on the ground this afternoon. From the 21-yard line, Caswell almost had Curtis once again, but the big hit by Sir Chappelle jars the ball loose. San Francisco now up in Dallas, 17-13. As we try and keep you updated on all the other action going on in the SFL this afternoon. Second down and 10 now for Caswell. He's going to pass again, trying that same play. could not find Curtis once again. Chappelle, once again, is there to say, no, sir, not on my watch, Chris Curtis. Also want to make sure you guys stay tuned for all the other action that we have upcoming. As Ash Odom will get a carry. He's dragging bodies, trying to get that first down, and he does. Out past the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for Queen City, and this just about does it. As we get another look at his intense running style, bouncing off his blockers, dragging bodies until he gets his first down. Be sure to stay tuned tonight. 7 o'clock East, or excuse me, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. The Sioux Falls Sparrows will be traveling to Tulsa to take on the Desperados. Your Commissioner Cameron Irvine and Dallas Roughnecks owner Stephen Mullinax will have the call on Twitch. Be sure to tune in to that later on tonight. Caswell's going to throw. He's going to have a man, Simpson. Simpson gets out of bounds, which is not what you necessarily want to do in this situation. Keep the clock rolling. But a good catch for 7 yards nonetheless. And we do have one score that goes final today. Oklahoma City eking out a win against the visiting Red Devils of Indianapolis. James Richards' squad not quite able to complete that short win there. Meanwhile, over in Mexico City, the London Knights are on the board. 10-7 down there in Mexico City. Caswell's going to throw once again. Does not get the feet in bounds. It'll be 3rd and 3, looking for Curtis once again. Clock will stop with 3 minutes, 17 seconds left to go. As we get a look at Curtis trotting out to his wide receiver spot. He's been impressive today. 3rd and 3 for the Corsairs. Caswell to pass. Trying to find his man, but it's knocked down over on the the right-hand side. Great play by the Carolina defense. Brings up a 4th down and a Ricky Matthews field goal attempt. And San Francisco has taken the lead down in Dallas. Just under 2 minutes left to go in the ball game. They have a 7-point lead over the Roughnecks. Kick is up and away and good. So a 20-yard field goal tacked on makes it a 21-point ball game once again. We'll go ahead and listen to this advertisement for our SFL podcast.
Don't miss the SFL podcast every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern on Twitch before the league's weekend slate gets kicked off. Join me, Mighty RX, defending champion team owner Ramos Lynn, and our host, Jack Brown, to break down all the headlines in the SFL. Jack, yeah, I know we gotta move on. Calm down. See you there, everybody.
And decent return out to the 28-yard line. We'll see what Carolina wants to do here. Just over 3 minutes left to go. Down 21. Got to get some quick scores here if you're going to keep yourself in the ball game. Penix in an I formation. He'll pass. Has time. He'll zing it over to Francis, who gets the catch. Falling out of bounds. I think they'll mark that incomplete as we get a look at Caswell numbers. A much improved set of numbers there as he's thrown 5 touchdown passes today, making up for those 3 picks that he's thrown earlier. Three minutes, 2 seconds left to go. for Carolina. Biddix will pass. Screen over to Francis. Getting decent yardage out to the 33-yard line. 5-yard gain. They'll go a little no huddle here. Running the 4-minute offense is Biddix. Trying to will his men to victory. Can he complete that fourth quarter comeback? Strike. Able to move the chains for a first down. Accidentally sidesteps himself out of bounds. Stops the clock with 2:41 left to go. But Carolina will move the sticks.
Let's go.
Need a big chunk of yards here if you're Carolina. Queen City bringing in extra defensive backs. Biddix to throw. Trying to sneak it in over to the defender, over to Mark Strike. Could not make the completion. It'll be 2nd and 10 as we get another look here. Actually, an impressive swat there by Phoenix Blue, as he's staying step for step with Strike the whole way. Could have possibly come away with a pick there to end the ball game. And I know you guys are looking at me like I'm crazy right now. I've seen crazier things happen. I've seen a Hail Mary converted before. Anything can happen in the SFL, and that's what Mark Biddix and company are thinking right now. As they complete a 2-yard pass, that's not going to get the job done as they go no huddle once again. Biddix will throw. Over to the left-hand side, that's caught. Pass to the defender, out to the 35-yard line of Queen City. They've got to hurry. Biddix will get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. He'll get dragged down for a sack. One of the linebackers getting in and making that sack to bring us to the 2-minute warning. And Carolina's hopes of a victory are dwindling here. Second and 15 for Carolina. Four wide receivers. Biddix has Francis to his right-hand side in the gun. Low snap, picks it up, throws it to Francis. Over to the right-hand side, gets about 2 yards. Carolina forced to call their last timeout. 1:55 left to go in the ballgame. And we'll get another look at the rest of the broadcast schedule coming up here. Also Sunday, just before... Actually, some of these games already kicking off. Just about in San Antonio, we've got Houston traveling to take on the Vaqueros. Chicago, the Wildcats will travel to St. Louis and try and get a victory in that ball game. And those are upcoming in probably about 15 or 20 minutes. According to our broadcast schedule, 4th down and 8 to go. After Biddix is able to tuck it and run for a little bit. Short pass over to the middle of the field. Does he get the first down yardage? I don't think he does. Zane Doty able to wrap him up, drag him down. Now, I believe that was going to be behind the line. We'll see where they spot it. Zane Doty closed in quick. And they are going to mark them short. So Queen City's backups will come in to secure the victory, as Carolina is helpless to stop the clock with 1:19 left to go. Once again, stay tuned to YouTube. 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. Houston at San Antonio. You'll have Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson on that call. And Chicago will be visiting the Gladiators in St. Louis. Andy Hamilton and champion owner Ramos Lynn will have the call there in the Gateway. And another kneel down by Queen City will pretty much seal things here in Queen City. Buffalo is smiling as the Corsairs are going to pull off a 21-point victory over the Skyhawks. Corsairs are going to move to 3-1, I'm sorry, on the year. Still in week 4, plenty of games left to be played in this young season. Carolina, unfortunately for them, falls to 1-3 on the year. As we get a look at the final score, Queen City 38, Carolina 17. We'll get a look at the final stats and highlights before we send the good people off. San Francisco Sharks look like they are up by 10 now in the last minute of action over in Dallas. Be sure to tune in over there and stay tuned to all of our games upcoming on the SFL networks. For the entire broadcast team, from Queen City, Buffalo, New York, my name is Eric Vincent. Everyone take care and enjoy the SFL presented by APM Music. Good night, everybody.